Greetings and salutations once again, friends. This is Michael G. Nastos reporting another edition of WDEE-TV Headline News, coming to you from our studios in beautiful Ypsilanti, Michigan. We present our top 5 headline news stories for this day, Friday, December 12th, 2014, as the year winds down. Our number 1 story today comes from the Ypsilanti Courier with no writer byline given, and this is breaking news for you. The Washtenaw County Sheriff's Office arrested one person during an investigation that turned up narcotics and materials commonly used to manufacture and distribute narcotics. The arrest was made early Wednesday while deputies in the Ypsilanti Township Community Action Team were executing a search warrant in the 9300 block of MacArthur Boulevard in Superior Township, according to the Sheriff's Office. We will have much more on this breaking news story. You can find it on our local news feeds link on our website at WDEE-TV.com. Coming up next, Shinola is coming to Ann Arbor next year.
At Morgan Taylor, buy 2 suits, get a 3rd suit free. Morgan Taylor is located at 133 West Michigan Avenue in Ypsilanti. Clothing and accessories for men, women, and children at Morgan Taylor. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 734-221-0296. Ask about layaways and in-store financing. At Morgan Taylor, buy 2 suits, get a 3rd suit free.
Welcome back to more from WDEE-TV Headline News, coming to you from our studios in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Michael G. Nastos here reporting the top 5 stories of the day. We'll have a sports and music report later on. This headline news story coming from MLive.com and writer Ben Freed. A popular Detroit-based watch, bike, and leather goods maker, Shinola, plans to open a retail location in Ann Arbor next year. Spokesperson Bridget Burns said the company could not confirm an exact location of the store or an opening date, but said sales will begin before the end of next year. In the past 6 months, Shinola has opened outlets in London and Los Angeles and announced plans for a branch in Chicago. The flagship Detroit location at 441 West Canfield in Midtown near Wayne State is the closest Shinola store to Ann Arbor right now. The company also has stores in Manhattan, Minneapolis, and a holiday pop-up in Washington, D.C. Shinola has partnered with other companies, including a bicycle maker in Waterford, Wisconsin, and Horween Leather Company in Chicago to expand their offerings. The company is no stranger to Ann Arborites, as its journals are printed and bound by Edwards Brothers Malloy at its facility on Jackson Road just west of the city. The journals are already available in Ann Arbor at the Barnes & Noble store, the University of Michigan Union, Rock, Paper, Scissors on Main Street, and V2V in Carytown. More on the story about Shinola can be found on our local news feeds link on our website, WDEE-TV.com. Coming up next, police say that a super drunk woman was stopped on the campus of EMU with a handgun.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the Wolverine Grill, located at 228 West Michigan Avenue, Ypsilanti, Michigan. Check us out on the internet at thewolverinegrill.com.
It's more local news on your schedule, as the sign says here from WDEE-TV Headline News, coming to you from Ypsilanti, Michigan, in our plush studios. Thanks to my producer, Tony D, today for taking care of business. This headline news story comes from John Counts, who writes for the website mlive.com. A 27-year-old Ypsilanti woman was recently charged under Michigan's super drunk driving law after being pulled over near Eastern Michigan University's campus with a handgun over the summer, records show. Danielle Weissman was arraigned on counts of carrying a concealed weapon, possession of a firearm while under the influence, operating while intoxicated with a blood alcohol count of 0.17 or more, and operating while intoxicated on November 19th, court records indicate. Weissman is set to appear in court December 18th for a preliminary examination. She remains free on a $5,000 personal recognizance bond in the meantime. The traffic stop dates back to early summer. On June 21st, Weissman was pulled over by EMU police after running a red light at the intersection of Michigan and Huron in Ypsilanti, Chief Bob Hayes said. Police also found that handgun when they conducted a search of the vehicle. Weissman told police that the gun belonged to her boyfriend, Hayes mentioned. She was taken into custody at that time without incident, Hayes added. More on this story can be found in our local news feeds link on our website at WDEE-TV.com, where you can find a whole bunch of news stories. Coming up next, the man who pled guilty in an Ann Arbor murder case wants a new attorney and a new trial.
At Morgan Taylor, buy 2 suits, get a 3rd suit free. Morgan Taylor is located at 133 West Michigan Avenue in Ypsilanti. Clothing and accessories for men, women, and children at Morgan Taylor. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 734-221-0296. Ask about layaways and in-store financing. At Morgan Taylor, buy 2 suits, get a 3rd suit free.
Sharing more of Michigan with the world, back to WDEE-TV Headline News for this Friday, coming to you from our studios in Ypsilanti. I'm Michael G. Nastos, anchoring the broadcast. Our next headline story coming from John Counts again, courtesy of mlive.com online. The 20-year-old Melvindale man who pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in the strangling death of an Ann Arbor man was scheduled to be sentenced in the Washtenaw County Trial Court Thursday. But Mark Paling was not sentenced. Instead, Judge Darlene O'Brien granted a motion dismissing the Washtenaw County Public Defender's Office from representing him. Public Defender Timothy Neiman said there has been a clear and complete breakdown in his relationship with Paling. Neiman said Paling wants to withdraw his guilty plea. In March, Paling pleaded guilty to second-degree murder, conspiracy to commit an unarmed robbery, and larceny in a building. Charges of unarmed robbery and larceny of weapons will be dismissed, and O'Brien agreed to sentence Paling to a term of 22 and a half to 40 years in prison. Second-degree murder is punishable by up to life in prison. More on this story as it develops. It looks complicated. It's on our local news feeds link on our website at WDEE-TV.com. Coming up next, a driver admits to using heroin out in West Michigan before a crash on the roadway.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Hikes Decorated Apparel, located at 133 West Michigan Avenue, Ypsilanti, Michigan. Check us out on the internet at hike.com.
We're back with more from WDEE-TV Headline News. We're on Monday through Friday. You can see us on YouTube as well as our website, coming to you from our studios in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Our final headline news story today comes from, once again, mlive.com. This writer, John Agar. Police say a man whose vehicle struck 2 others on Thursday, December 11th, told police he had used heroin before the crash and was going to buy more. 2 women in another vehicle suffered minor injuries. The 32-year-old Kalkaska man accused of causing the crash was arrested for 3rd offense operating while intoxicated and driving without a license. Police say the crash occurred around 3:35 p.m. Thursday on US 31 north of 3 Mile Road in East Bay Township. Police say the man who was arrested struck a curb with his car before it struck two other vehicles. Deputies noticed medications he may have been using. It was heroin before the man admitted he had used that heroin and was on his way to get more. A 57-year-old Northville woman and a 60-year-old Traverse City woman were treated at Munson Medical Center for minor injuries, police said. The Kalkaska man was taken to Munson to have blood drawn and then was transported to Grand Traverse. More on this story can be found in our local news feeds link on our website at WDEE-TV.com. Coming up next, our Friday regular WDEE-TV weekend sports and entertainment report. We're back with our final segment for this Friday. It's WDEE-TV headline news coming to you from our studios in Ypsilanti, and we have our WDEE-TV headline sports report. And this is more of an opinion piece. You should give the EMU basketball team some credit and love. This week, they beat the University of Michigan squad for their third time in their history of the two schools with skill and not luck. Yes, the Wolverines did not play their best on their home court, but the Eagles devised a swarming 2-3 zone defense that Coach Rob Murphy and his Chargers employed effectively, prompting Michigan coach John Beilein to call it the best he has ever seen anytime, anywhere. With quickness and great anticipation, EMU gave notice to bigger schools that they will be reckoned with this year, with an eye on the MAC championship and possibly a berth in the March Madness NCAA tournament coming up. The Flying Eagles face the Spartans of Michigan State University in a tough test in East Lansing next Wednesday night, a game that will be televised on the Big Ten Network. Meanwhile, there's hope on the horizon for the EMU football program. Breck Turner, a highly regarded running back from Norwalk High School in Ohio, has committed to the Eagles. He joins tight end Bryce Kemp, also a track hurdler out of Collins Maxwell Baxter High in Iowa, wide receiver and running back Eddie Doherty from Mentor High School in Ohio, Texan Max Crosby out of Colleyville Heritage High, offensive tackle Rav Pavlovich from Neenah High in Wisconsin, Coleraine Cincinnati linebacker Demetrius Colbert, Louisville Hebron High School's linebacker Clay Holford from Carrollton, Texas, and Livonia Churchill quarterback Brian Alsobrooks, their prime Michigan recruit. All these players, along with the young holdover 2014 squad, should give Coach Chris Creighton a strong foundation to build up their program quickly. We also note other EMU athletics achievements. A lackluster 2014 EMU football team did produce at least one other star besides quarterback Reginald Bell. Punter Owen Dubilius was named as a candidate for the 2014 Ray Guy Award, which honors the nation's top collegiate punters. The men's cross-country team took a fifth consecutive MAC conference title in their 19th in school history. Sophie Gallion and Victoria Veronco qualified for the NCAA Women's Cross Country Championships. This is the first time in program history that two individual qualifiers have made it to the national event. And senior Jill Briner was named to the All-MAC Women's Soccer First Team. In WDEE-TV headline music and entertainment news, here's a breaking news story as Belinda Carlisle has been added to the bill of the annual Ann Arbor Folk Festival in early 2015. Tonight for live music, it's Magpie with Greg Artzner and Terry Leonino joining Kim and Reggie Harris for a Season of Light concert at the Greenwood Coffee House. The hot and groovy organ combo of Will Blades from San Francisco via Chicago is on tour and up tonight at Cliff Bell's, while George Bedard jams at Live in Ann Arbor and the R.J. Spangler Trio hangs out at the Blue Point. It's a piano celebration with Al McKenzie and Taslim Abe at the Carr Center in Detroit. And it's another CD release party for guitarist Howard Glazer's blues rock recording Looking Into the Mirror. Can be heard at Mr. B's in Royal Oak. Mack Avenue's own Hot Club of Detroit is home for the holidays this weekend at the Dirty Dog in Grosse Pointe, usually featuring saxophonist James Carter sitting in. And at Onyx in Royal Oak, guitarist Chris Kurzawa's band featuring vocalist Beth Stalker plays tonight, followed by Paul Keller's At Sundown Quartet Saturday evening. Also tomorrow night, Dr. Pocket will do it at Mario's on 2nd Avenue, and it's bluesman Lester Hambone Brown at the Harbor House, both in Detroit. Mary Slavin and Scott Gwinnell return to Pages in Farmington Hills. Michael May and the Mess-Arounds play blues at Bar Louie in Ann Arbor Saturday. The West Park Music Society convenes at the Pratt Elks Lodge on Sunset in Ann Arbor, and the Slomovitz family appears for the Acoustic Roots series in Saline at 107 West Michigan Avenue. Sunday, it's all about the trio with Ellen Rose Threesome celebrating the music of the Gershwin brothers, starting at 2 p.m. at the Carytown Concert House. Next Tuesday, the Old Town Jazz Series in Ann Arbor continues with bassist Dave Sharp's trio, plus his students from the Ann Arbor Music Center, and the 7th annual Planet D No Net Holiday Party is at the Caju Cafe. We encourage you to check out and support artists in their endeavors and live performances. And just a reminder, post your local events on Facebook, and please do it at least a week in advance. You will receive coverage with us. And that's WDEE-TV headline news for Friday, December 12th, 2014. Have a great pre-holiday weekend. Michael G. Nastos signing off. Enjoy the beauty of the world. So long, everybody.